Odeno, Vibri Nadena, Saydena, Madugaman, Dotolahi, Wasahi, Obadea, Yatadan. Namo Tata Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tata Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tata Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Tamezani Baribosa, Udagan Adane Nasa, Ubodatada Edani, Boba Garanandi Osadi, Sanda Baridodi Udokanan, Bhikkhu Gananasa Owaro, Ubodatada Edani, Boba Kesandi Osadi, Ubodato Yawadika Bhikkhu Kama Bada. Tabaga Badiosa na Wezandi, Wezania Zabogala Dadame na Hondi, Bada Galandi Osadi, Boba Garana Boba Kesani Dhamma Bedawa, Dedida Badi Gada Damegada, Bhikkhu Dangada Anumadia, Pātimokkha Odi Dido, Aradana Garoma. Du na du me bhamde tamkho isu bodhato banarato yati tamkada badagalam tamkho ubodhatam gareya Pātimokkha Odhideya Gaindangada Boba Kesam Paridode Ayadamando Arosita Pātimokkha Odhideya Danda Bewa Danda Dhadukan Duno Manati Karoma Yada Diya Abadi Do Avikareya Adandiya Abadiya Doni Bawi Daban Doni Bhavina Kobana Yadamandi Bari Dodadi Vedetami Yata Kobana Bisika Bodhada Vyakarana Hodi Ewa Mewa Ewa Rupaya Bridaya Yawadadiyanu Davidan Hodi Yobana Bhikkhu Yawadadiyan Anudaviya Mane Dramano Dande Abade Navikareya Dambazana Mudavadada Hodi Dambazana Mudavaro Kobana Yadamando Andarayi Go Dhammo Udo Bhagavata Dadama Manena Bhikkhuna Abanena Vidodha Bhikkhina Dandi Abadi Avikadava Avikada Heda Vadu Hodi Odetan Ko Ayadamando Nidana Data Yadamande Bosami Kiseta Baridodha Tudiyambi Bosami Kiseta Baridodha Dadiyambi Bosami Kiseta Baridodha Baridodita Yadamando Dadamado Ewa Medan Daraya Midi Nidana Netidan Dadari Mesadaro Barazika Dhamma Odedan Agesandi Yobana Bhikkhu Bhikkhunan Dekha Dasiwa Dhammabano Dekha Abhisekaya Dobalayan Navi Gadawa Metunan Dhamman Badideveya Andamado Dirisana Gadayabi Barasi Kohoti Adamwado Yobana Bhikkhu Kamawa Arinyawa Adenan Teya Dengadam Adiya Yatarupe Adena Dane Razano Soranghidawa Haneyowa Bandeyowa Babaseyowa Soro Divalo Di Mulo Di Tino Didi Datarupam Bhikkhu Adena Adiyamano Ayambi Barasi Kohoti Adamwado Yobana Bhikkhu Tinsesa Manoda Vikahansi Vita Horobia Dacha Haragan Vita Priyeteya Marana Wana Vadawaneya Maranaya Vadamadabia Ambo Burita Kendo Shimina Babakena Dozi Videna Madande Zivida Deodi Iti Saita Mano Saita Dengabo Aneka Briayena Marana Wana Vadawaneya Maranaya Vadamadabia Ayambi Barasi Kohoti Adamwado Yobana Bhikkhu Anavizana Hodari Manoda Dhamma Adhupanayikam Ala Mariya Nyana Dadanan Damuda Sariya Iti Sanami Iti Padamiti Dado Abarena Dhamayena Dhammanoga Hiya Manova Adhamanoga Hiya Manova Abano Vidodha Bhikkho Ewan Variya Azana Miwon Audo Awasan Zanami Abadam Badami Dosan Muda Wilabenti Inyadara Dimana Ayambi Barasi Kohoti Adamwado Odeta Ko Ayadamando Sadaro Barasi Dhamma Yedan Bhikkhu Inyadaran wa Abhizitawa Nalavati Bhikkhu Hitade Dhammadan Yatha Buri Tatha Bisa Barasi Kohoti Adamwado Tatha Yadamande Bhausami Kisaita Paridodha Tudiyambi Bhausami Kisaita Paridodha Dadiyambi Bhausami Kisaita Paridodha Paridodeta Yadamando Dadamado Ewa Midan Daraya Miti Barasikan Netidan Ime Kobana Yadamando Derada Dangati Deda Dhamma Odedan Agisandi Then Sedani Gandoga Vaitati Inyadara Dubinanda Dangati Dedo Yobana Bhikkhu Odeno Vipari Nadena Saitena Madu Kamena Dade Kaya Dandagan Dhamma Biseya Hatekahanwa Venekahanwa Inyadara Dawa Ingata Brahmadana Dangati Dedo Yobana Bhikkhu Odeno Vipari Nadena Saitena Madu Kama Dotolahi Wasahi Obadeya Yatha Dan Yuva Yuvade Me Tunu Badahi Dahi Dangati Dedo Yobana Bhikkhu Odeno Vipari Nadena Saitena Madu Kamata Dandike Adagama Barisriyaya Vanam Badeya Edadaga Bagini Barisriyanam Yamadhi Dandila Vandan Kalayana Dhamman Vyamasare Edena Dhammena Barisriyati Metunu Badahi Dena Dangati Dedo Yobana Bhikkhu Tinsaraitan Dhamma Biseya Etiyawa Burita Made Burita Dawa Eti Made Zaya Danewa Zara Danewa Andamado Dinkani Kaya Bi Dangati Dedo Denyazi Kaya Bana Bhikkhu Naku Dengaraya Manena Adamikan Adodedan Bamanika Karidava Tadaridan Bamana Digado Dwarada Vidati Yodugada Vidatiya Didiyanda Dandara Bhikkhu Vinaya Vitu Dedanaya Tehi Bhikkhu Vitu Dedavanaram Banda Parikamana Dharam Vese Bhikkhu Vitu Dame Aparikamane Tinyasi Kaya Kute Ingariya Bhikkhu Vana Vinaya Vitu Dedanaya Bamanawa Dekameya Dangati Dedo Mahalagavana Bhikkhuna Viharangaraya Manena Dadamika Adode Dam Bhikkhu Vinaya Vitu Dedanaya Dehi Bhikkhu hi Vuttu Dete Davan Narambanda Parikamanam Dharambese Bhikkhu Vuttu Dame Aparikamane Mahalagang Viharangariya Bhikkhu Vana Vinaya Vuttu Dedanaya Saṃghadisesa Yobana Bhikkhu Bhikkhun Dotto Dotto Apatito Amulakena Parasikena Dhammena Anudanteya Abhiva Nama Na Imama Vyama Sriya Saveyanti Dato Aparena Dhammena Pātimokkha Hiya Manowa Pātimokkha Hiya Manowa Amulakin Seva Danti Karanam Hoti Bhikkhu Saṃghadisesa Dhamma Saṃghadisesa Yobana Bhikkhu Bhikkhun Dotto Dotto Apatito Inya Bhagiyata Dhikaranata Kainsi Detan Letamatan Upadaya Parasikena Dhammena Anudanteya Abhiva Nama Na Imama Vyama Sriya Saveyanti Dato Aparena Dhammena Pātimokkha Hiya Manowa Pātimokkha Hiya Manowa Inya Bhagyan Seva Danti Karanam Hoti Kosi Deto Letamato Upadeno Bhikkhu Saṃghadisesa Saṃghadisesa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa Dhammesani Pariposa Udakan Adane Nasa Upodatthata Etani Bhuvakarananti Osati Santa Paridoti Udokhanam Bhikkhu Kananasa Ovaro Upodatthata Etani Bhuvakaisanti Osati Upodatto Yavatika Bhikkhu Kamma Bhatta Tabhagapati Yosana Vesanti Vesaniya Sabukala Datamena Hondi Bhatta Galanti Osati Bhuvakarana Bhuvakaisani Tama Bhidava Dedita Bhati Gata Dhammagata Bhikkhu Saṃghadisesa Anumatiya Pātimokkha Oti Tito Āradanam Karoma Du na tu me bhamde tamkho Isubodhatho Banarato Yati Saṃghada Badagalam Tamkho Ubodhatam Gareya Pātimokkha Autideya Gaindangada Bhuvakaisam Paridode Ayatamanto Arosita Pātimokkha Oti Deitami Danta Bhiva Danta Dhatukan Duno Manati Karoma Yata Diya Apati Do Avikareya Adantiya Apatiya Doni Bhavi Tavan Doni Bhavena Khobana Yatamandi Paridodhati Vedaitami Yatha Khobana Bisika Bodhata Vyakarana Hoti Eva Meva Eva Rupaya Paridaya Yavadatiyan Udavidam Hoti Yobana Bhikkhu Yavadatiyan Anudaviyamane Dramano Dante Abade Navikareya Dambazana Mudavadata Hoti Dambazana Mudavaro Khobana Yatamando Andarayi Go Dhammo Hudo Bhagavata Dhammadharamanena Bhikkhuna Abanena Vidodha Bhikkhina Dandi Abadi Avikadava Avikada Hita Vadu Hoti Odetan Ko Ayatamando Nidana Data Yatamande Bhosami Kisaita Paridodha Tudiyambi Bhosami Kisaita Paridodha Dati yambi pausami kesaita.
Okay, now we will start. Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Today we are going to talk about Kutikara Sikhavara. So they are mentioned Sanyaji Kaya Bhikkhuna Kutinkaraya Manena Asamika Atudisa Pamanika Garitapa Tatari Dhampamanandika So Dodasa Vedatiya Sukara Vedatiya Didiya Satandra Bhikkhu Punitava Vudu Desanaya Te Bhikkhu Desitava Narama Sabdi Kamana Sarambe Bhikkhu Dusame Sinikaya Kutinkaraya Pamanawatikama Bhikkhu Napineya Pamanawatake Pamanawatikameya Saṃghadisesa. Yeah, here in these rules we have to know the first one is Sanyaji Kaya. We just ask everything by ourselves. That means we will go to the workers to help us. Right? Okay, here we have to understand something about workers. Some are volunteer. We don't need to pay anything. But anyway, we can ask them, can you help me with this and that? When we ask, we have to give the name, what we need there, what kind of help we need. Right? Sometimes they can misunderstand. For example, we just asked to cut the tree near the ant hill. Okay, just cut it. When we say like that, they will misunderstand. They were spoiling ant hill, killing many ants, for example. Right? So something like that. That's why we have to say them clearly what we have to do. Whether I want to do, I just have to copy the tree, for example. We have to make everything very clear before we ask them to do something. So here we have two different types. Some are, as we say, volunteer. The one we ask for help, they will help without any payment. But some of the workers, they don't wish to work without payment. If they ask for payment or some Roka 6, we have to pay. But it must be allowed by Roka 6. Okay, now modern society, there are many ways to handle this kind of case, right? If our kapiya has Roka 6, we can also ask to arrange our kapiya. Okay, this is about Sanyaji Kaya. We have to ask people to help us this and that and many different things. This is the one thing. Then also here mentioned Atudesa. He is only the constructor for his living. Not construction for other people or other bhikkhu. So if we ourselves is a constructor, without any donors, we have to arrange everything. We have to ask for help from devotees. Then here the Buddha mentioned the size of the bhikkhu, and the size of kuti, right? Kadasa Vedatiya, Sukata Vedatiya. This is about the length, the width. After that we have a Sadandara, 7. So, according to Sri Lanka, China, and Cambodia, Buddha's like Buddha's span is like equal to 13.5 inches. 13, but only more than 1 feet, right? More than 1 foot. Right? 1 foot is only 12 inches, right? Only 13.5. A little bit longer than one foot. This is a one span. So 2 span is called 1 cubit. Yeah, we just say vitati. Vitati means spans. So 30.5 spans multiplied by 12. So that long, that big. Another one is Satandara, 7. Right? So this is the size of kuti. So if we measure the width or the length, we must measure exterior boundary, right? Exterior wall. Only think about the width. We have to measure interior space. So anyway, so the length and the width, two different things. We can say exterior and interior, two different, right? So interior will be, I think, 7. If we say 7, it will be. Is it wide enough, right? Because mostly our height is mostly around 6 feet, right? And most of you have less than 6 feet. Now, more than 7 feet, right? Okay. Then anyway, nearly 8 feet. We can say like that. Right? Nearly 8 feet. That's fine. It's okay. So this is the size of kuti. Then again, here also when we talk about kind of kuti, what kind of kuti is allowable here? So if the kuti is made of bamboo, it will be allowable. Although we build very big size, it doesn't matter. It's made of wood, it's okay. Although we build very big size, it doesn't matter. Here in Bali we call onlita walita kuti. That means we just smear cement, interior and exterior, both sides. If we have, for example, this is here, we can say this building, right? Both sides. We just use cement, interior, exterior, both sides. This is called onlita walita kuti. Well, sometimes we build very big kuti, but we know Vinaya, right? We don't smear fully. In the corner or somewhere we make a hole and then without closing the hole, we keep it. Then it will be exception, no offense in this case. Then he also mentioned Bhikkhu Abhinita Bhavatu Desanaya. We have to know two. Number one is the measure, the size of kuti. Second one is invitation Bhikkhu to check the size, to check the place or the area we are going to build constructions, going to build kuti. So the Bhikkhu must be appointed by Sangha. If only one Bhikkhu, also okay, no problem. Appointed by Sangha. He must come and check. So he must know is it allowable area or unallowable area. So here we also know what is allowable or unallowable area. For example, the place or ant. Actually, everywhere we can see the ant, right? But they also have special place. The ants will live most of the time. So here we also have many ants that are going here and there. They don't live in one place. But we can also see we have like an ant hive in the tree. Many ants will live there. We can know this is the permanent living place for them. So if there is the place of ants, then it's not allowable area. Or the place of termites. So here also we have termites, right? Going here and there. They don't live in one place. If we have ant hill or termite hill, then they will live there permanently. So we must not spoil the termite hill. If we spoil, then their eggs will be destroyed, and their living place are destroying, something like that. That's why we must not spoil their living place. That's like a rats or mouse or mice. If the rats or mice live there, permanent living place for them is also not allowable. Sometimes if we have very big number of rats or mice, right, it's also dangerous. They can destroy anything. They can also destroy our clothes, our living place. They can buy anything. Then the permanent living place of snakes. Actually, we also can know most of the animals. They have permanent living place. They just go the same way mostly, the same area. Okay, another one is scorpions. The place of scorpions. The place of centipedes. The place of elephants. Elephant means not trained elephant, right? This is a wild elephant. Also, in Sri Lanka, when you have been to Sri Lanka, you may see many elephants in the forest. Some of them are really dangerous. They are also wise. The place of horses, also not trained horses, right? It's wild horses. The place of tigers, the place of lions, the place of leopards. So all these animals are dangerous. If they are permanent living place, we must not build any kuti there. Then similarly, the place of hyenas. You know, this is also a very dangerous animal, right? Hyenas. Also, the place of the field, like a paddy field. Many people will walk there, or because like orchards, many workout will be there sometimes. People will there for visiting or for collecting, right? Then also we have another one, the place of executions. Ancient times, for example, they may have special place to kill the prisoner, the offenders, right? Executions. So if we can see some prisoners are killed by executioners around the area, we must not build any kuti. Another is cemeteries. Here it mentioned big cemeteries, it mentioned like that. That means every day burning, smelly, or burying, crying, all are understandable. Very big cemetery. This is called the place we must not build kuti. Then we have like a park or garden for pleasure. And now we can now we can there are some special area, right, in the park. They will give party, something like that. Only pleasure, just for pleasure. So if that kind of area, we are not allowed to build any kuti. So another one is like a royal property. It belongs to the government or belongs to the king. Then elephant stables or horse stables. That's where they keep many elephants or many horses. Another one is the prisoner, also the prisons, near the prison or inside the prison, around the area. Then another one is nowadays like a pub or bar, not near to the pub or bar. There will be a lot of drunkards. sometimes they will quarrel, they will make noise, they will disturb bhikkhus, then it's not allowable to build kuti around the area. Now, Salata's house. So the one is also, they will kill many animals for food, right? It's not allowable to build kuti around the area. Also, highways. You can see, beside the highway, many monasteries, If we are going to live in the solitudes, it should be a little far from the highway. Also, like a crossroads, a public rest house, or like a meeting places around the area. The main thing is if we cannot live in a quiet place or quietness, we must not build any kuti like that. It's not allowable place to build kuti. So this is we call sarambam. Sarambam means the disturbance of kuti constructions, or disturbance for bhikkhus. So they are mentioned saparikamanam or aparikamana here, right? Aparikamana is one thing. Aparikamana means so the kuti area must be wide enough. After constructing kuti, okay, now we don't have a bullock cart, right? Okay, now we can like a car. You may have small car. If we can go around the kuti, buying a car. The area must be big enough. That's why, if the kuti is big enough to go around buying a car, this is a allowable area. It doesn't mean there must be the smooth road to drive a car, right? That means that the area must be wide enough. It doesn't mean you must really drive. For example, here in Pao, we have many kutis, right? We don't build very closely because we have to think about the quietness and seclusion. So all our kuti here are right enough size also. We get like enough area to go around buying a car. This is called saparikamana. So what about now ready-made monastery, right? In modern community, we have ready-made monastery. That is like a houses. So, for example, we have like a, how do you call this one? They have like bila or something like that, Many houses built together, like a bila, Maybe something with 4 houses maybe, in one. Between 2 houses, no space to go around. Right? They're like that, only wall, So in this kind of case, we have to think about allowable or unallowable. If we say monastery or kuti, it must be 4, like in the 4 place, right? Left, right, front and back. Everywhere we must go around. There must be space, enough space to go around buying a car. Asian time buying bullock carts. If the area is not big enough, then this is not allowable. So in these rules here we have 2 Saṃghadisesa. Bhikkhu wa anapinaya vudhu desanaya. This is the one thing. If he didn't invite bhikkhus to check the area, this is the one Saṃghadisesa. With unimproved size, unimproved area. Right? This is one thing. Another one is oversize. Pramanawa Atikameya to Saṃghadisesa. So another one is we have like a Aparikamana Sarambam. Aparikamana is not big enough to go around buying a car or bullock cart. It's a dukkata. Then we have another one. Sarambam. Disturbance. We will talk about disturbance, the place of ant and so forth, right? If we build in that kind of area, it's a dukkata. So here in these rules, we have to know two different Saṃghadisesa and two different dukkata. Okay? The first one is improved size. Second one is oversize. These two are Saṃghadisesa. So not enough for going around. This is dukkata. Disturbance also one dukkata. Two Saṃghadisesa and two dukkata in these rules. So here we have the factors for this rule, Saṃghadisesa. So the kuti is smeared with cement in both sides. This is the one thing. Another one is it's wider or bigger than allowable size, even 1 hair breadth. It is also one of the factor. So Sangha does not appoint or approve the area. This is another one. The oversize. This is also one of the factors. There is also construction for oneself. That is also for residents. Right? So if fully smear in both sides, it will be Saṃghadisesa. So sometimes we just build a kuti for other bhikkhus. And for example, for Upajjhaya, or for body teacher, or for Dhamma friends. In this case, it will be exception, no offense. But sometimes we just make the cave. No concern, just make a cave. Although it become very big cave, it doesn't matter. Is it allowable? So it's not for living. For example, here this one is a dining hall, refectory, not for living. Although we build very big size, it doesn't matter, it's allowable. For example, Dhamma Vihari, Sima hall, it's not for living, just for Sima. It will be allowable. Similarly, there are many other types of constructions, not for living. Ancient times we have Upasrakara. Upasrakara means they were like similar to Sima, but just for the Pātimokkha chanting, Upasra purpose. Upasrakara, right? Then they are also like a Bhattaka. Bhattaka means refectory, like this one. Sometimes like a storehouse, warehouse. This is not for living. So if as long as we'll build a big kuti, not for living, it will be allowable. Sometimes after construction, we just, before we finish it, we just try, totally. Sure, this is also no offense, right? We haven't finished. So we don't smear cement in both sides. We just smear on one side. There's also another exception. So this is we call Kutikara Sikkhapada, right? So here in these rules, actually it can be bodily and then bhava actions. Be careful. We can also ask people to do bodily or bhavali. Any actions can be considered as offense. Okay, now we have the next rule, similar to previous rule, only a few things different. We call Viharakara Sikkhapada, right? I want to say Pali. So that one is a little bit different. Mahanakampana Viharankarya Manina, it mentioned like that. It doesn't mention Sanyajikaya. Because they have a donor. Since he has a donor, he can beat very big kuti, it doesn't matter. So the purpose of laying down previous rule is Bhikkhu from Alawi asks help for constructions too much. People hide from the people, from the Bhikkhu. That's why Buddha laid down these rules. But this one is a difference because he has already donor, he has inadequacies. He does not need to ask anybody to help him because of he has enough requisites, enough donor. That is why it doesn't mention anything about the size of kuti. It just mentioned Sabbadikamanan Sarambam. Two things. Sabbadikamana, it must be big enough to go around by bullock carts. The area must be big enough after constructions. Then another one is Bhikkhu, Vinidava. He must invite Bhikkhu to check the area, the sites for construction. So if there is some disturbance, as we have mentioned before, is an allowable place to build. So if he will build in the area, it will be dukkata. Similar to previous one. But here, if he didn't invite the Bhikkhu, it was a dukkata. Right? So this is one thing. For about offense, very similar to previous one. So this also smear with semen in both sides. Right? That means the kuti is smeared with the semen in both sides. Also smaller along the sides. Also, Sangha does not assign the place. Then also for oneself, for residents, for his living, also he smear with semen in both sides. Then it will be offense in this according to these rules. The main is like here the site is actually not the matter. The matter is only assigned area or approved area for his own living. Right? This is the main point. This one also bodily actions and bhava actions. Okay, so I think today I will stop here, right? Okay then, is there any question?
So, when the Bhikkhu, he stay in a country where there is no many Bhikkhu Sanghas, how much big or from where does the Sangha have to come? For example, maybe 100 kilometers around, no one, no other Bhikkhu. Or how big area? Maybe 500 kilometers there is another Sangha. Something like this, what to do? When the Bhikkhu is alone there, can he assign himself that place?
Actually, although it's very far, you must ask Sangha's decision. Okay? So when you are going to live, this living place is important for your life. Right? if many disturbances come, this is not for good place to meditate. You can mention all the disturbance. Why Buddha laid down all these things?
No, I mean it's not about this. It's about what kind of sangha. When he is alone in one place and there is no one to assign the place, what do you do?
At the least, you must invite some bhikkhu. Right? For example, sometimes lay devotee has already built kuti. They have already built, right? They just offer you. In this case, it will be different. If you are going to build, you are going to construct in a new place, in a new kuti, then sure, you must ask Sangha's help.
If there's a Dhamma hill, small Dhamma hill near our kuti, like on the pillar, near the pillar, touching the pillar, can we ask Kapya to remove the termite hill?
Okay, so actually in this case, we cannot ask like this, right? Termite or ants, right? You say?
Only try somehow to move the termite hill from this place to another place. Is it okay to?
Actually, in this case, then if we have to remove, we have to spoil their net, right? Sure, we have to spoil their net. That's why actually it's not allowable to spoil. And because, if there's the eggs.
But if the termite, they starting, maybe in future they will start to damage the kuti. So how to do? Maybe they will climb to the towards the pillar, then they will bite the wood.
Okay, so that means you can do some prevention. Prevention, like now we have like a petrol, like a diesel or something like that, right? So if we apply, then they will not come. Like that, we can have some prevention before it happens.
Is there some allowable way to ask Kapya to remove?
Actually, if we are going to destroy some living beings, we don't have any allowable ways, right?
Cannot say copy this to another place or maybe.
We're gonna say copy this ant, right? I mean they were misunderstand. They have to kill. Okay.
While the kuti is already doing the construction, this is already approved by the Sangha. Then nevertheless, while doing the lower floor cement, because it is original land, there is no termite. But when you flatten the land, cut the earth, then the termite net is underneath the earth. In this case, what should be done?
Actually, in the case of like a cleaning the site or construction, we should not interfere too much, right? So we cannot see that one, right? When we are cleaning, we just see the anthill under the ground. In this case, we cannot do anything, no choice. Okay? So if you can change the place, okay, just change the place. If you're going to change the place, then it depends on the donors or the workers. Okay, so the main thing is we can just see the area before cleaning, right? Before clear. Before clear, and so that's why if underground, and in underground, we cannot know, we cannot see. So in this case, we cannot say anything.
So the construction worker asked the Pandey, so what can we do? What we can answer?
In this case, we cannot say anything, do or don't, right? So if we can change, we just change the place. That's all. It depends on where you live also.
It's already flattened everywhere. I mean, only this when this managed copy this area, then we found only little bit more going to be cut. Then then doing the flooring, can put the cement. When come here, then they see termite.
Okay. In this case, unseen, then we cannot say anything.
So this time, up to the worker, continue or not continue?
Okay, it depends on them also, their decision also. Right? Actually, when we are constructing, Bhikkhu should not interfere too much.
No, they mean the worker come to Pandit. They know also this termite, but also Bhikkhu could not do. But then they come to ask Pandit.
Sure. In this case, we're going to say yes or no, because this is living beings, right? Okay.
So this rule applies to kutis made from cement only, right? Not to wood or bamboo. So wood or bamboo kuti you can build anywhere without informing Sangha, right? And when, for example, you build in an unallowable area, but the Sangha approve, but still it's dukkata, right?
Sangha must not approve it unallowable. Just for confession. Abadidesana.
No, I mean, the kuti is made, but it's dukkata still. What was the dukkata? Forget.
Huh? What kind of dukkata? How should I answer? What kind of dukkata?
No, Sayadaw explained before, we have two Saṃghadisesa in this rule and some dukkata also. So, yeah. And when you use the kuti, every day you live there as a dukkata, right?
It doesn't mention every day. Right? When you build, it's a good. When you build there, it's a dukkata, right?
And finish after that, no more dukkata. Okay.
It doesn't mean Saṃghadisesa. Every day you enjoy Saṃghadisesa. Not like that, right? Okay. Yeah.
Pandit, continue with just now the case Pandit just raised about the termites under the kuti, the termite net under the kuti. And just now Pandit have said to the prevention for the termite ants for the kuti. Is it allowable to put the bricks, smear with the diesel or any termites powder on top of the termites net? Is it allowable to do this, Pandit?
To chase out them, you mean? To chase out them. As long as we don't spoil or we don't kill, it will be okay. Right? It depends on you. What kind of material you use. What will be the effect? You have to know that one. If the material you use kill their life or destroy their life, and it will be one offense, bhatitiya, right? As long as it does not spoil their life, destroy their life, it will be okay. You can use any prevention.
So, is it allowable to put many bricks on top of the termites?
Okay, it depends. Okay, some of the termites are not strong enough. Some termites and he are strong. It depends on how old and how new it is. Okay.
Then we can find some way to chase the termite away, to repel the termite away. Then we start to move. So in the end, empty already we can. Also possible, right? Try to find some way. Maybe chase out slowly. We see have or not. Slowly clear some of the exterior, then see any more. Once gone, okay.
Like put in the brick. If totally newly constructed anthill, it's wet. If we press with the brick, it will spoil.
So in this, but when we put on the top of the anthill with the bricks, so it doesn't break yet. But when under the rain, then it breaks the net. Is it apati for the bhikkhu?
Under the rain, it cannot. Not spoiled by a rain. They are, the way they use is very strong. You can practically pour water, it will not spoil. Right? They are very strong. Only because brick is a little bit heavy, right? Even newly constructed, it will spoil the net. For rain, don't worry about it. Their technology is very high, right?
So it is safe to break the brick on top.
Actually, if you keep brick also, they can overlap the brick again. They can build. Right? If you put wood also, they will eat all the wood and they will build. Very strong. Very strong. Okay.
When the kuti is built of wood or bamboo, is the toilet considered part of the kuti or separate?
It depends. As you feel free, you can decide in this case. Right? You can decide by yourself. It doesn't matter.
Vinaya said, so in the case of the kuti, building the base of the kuti by cement, and on top of the kuti built by wood, so that's time how we consider also consider in this rule.
Okay, in this case, we got only one side smear, right? One side that does not smear. It's not only the walita kuti. Only the walita means two sides. Interior, exterior, both are cement. Smear with cement. So in this case, one side is a wood, one side is a cement. We cannot say only the walita, right?
So Vinaya said also in the case the bhikkhu built the kuti unreliable, he commits Saṃghadisesa, so that kuti still belong to the sangha. The sangha and other member can use, and he himself after confession can he use the kuti?
He can use kuti, sure, but if for sangha, right, it's not his kuti anymore. In this case, it will be exception, right? Also, it must be for living, for oneself. Two factors, be careful. Sometimes we just build, but not for ourselves, not for living. It will be exception. Let me know Saṃghadisesa. So in your question, you mentioned for sangha, right? In this case, no offense.
And said, but if that one is for himself, but he commits Saṃghadisesa because the oversize, no donor, and after do the confession, so can he stay in that kuti?
Can stay there.
One day I have also studied one Vinaya book about the buildings. I also in his explanation I also could not understand. He said interior walls and outer walls it must be cemented for the cement kuti, and he said if the roof and the cement of the wall doesn't connect to each other, and it is not considered as a kuti. I don't understand I don't know what it means. It means the wall of the ceiling and the roof, and he say if the construction worker leave a gap without touching the wall and the ceiling of the roof, and it's not fully covered, and they say it is not a kuti. I don't know what it means. I don't understand.
We're gonna say not a kuti, not only the walita kuti. We can say like that. Now here in this case, we just say only the walita kuti. Smear in two sides, right? If there's a space, for example, like the roof, there's the roof, and there's also a wall, right? So near the roof, he will leave a space without smearing with the cement. In this case, it's not only the walita kuti, no Saṃghadisesa. We can say like that. Okay, now even I already given an example. They may make a hole there, for example, right? Without smearing with cement. It's not only the walita kuti. Okay, let me fully smear without any space. Both sides, interior or exterior, this is called only the walita kuti. If some parts are unsmeared or no cement, it's not only the walita kuti. Window? Window is an exception. The window is around the window. We must smear with cement, right? This is the difference.
Windows, no smears. this window considered a hole, so
This is a window. This is, in the building, this is a window or a door. This is normal, right? Now that's just making the hole to avoid the offense. Yeah? Just purposely do it. Right? One hole, something like that. It doesn't matter.
Bande, in this case, like what Bande cited the example, if there is a hole, can it be repaired, amended by putting the wire smear or cover with the hole? Is it in this way? It is considered.
Okay, the hole also must not cover with the cement. Be careful. Sometimes we make a hole, right? Inside the hole, we apply cement. We smear with cement. This is also considered as a only Dawalita Kuti. The hole, without smearing anything, keep it the hole. Like this. Okay, another way, as you mentioned, under the roof, right? He may leads maybe 2 or 3 inches without smearing cement, for example. That's also possible to avoid the offense.
So if he purposely do that, so it's not very good also.
You're not very good, but no offense. Yeah, there's no very good, but no offense.
That means, Bande, if the hole is meant for a condition piping out,
okay, in this case, okay.
either for the air condition piping outlet or inlet, in this make a hole there, is it?
In this case, okay, one more thing. In this case, air conditioning, outlets or anyway, in this kind of cases, actually, you smear cement in both sides, right? This is keeping the hole. This is, we're gonna see the hole there. In my point is just making the hole. In the hole, don't smear anything, any cement. Keep it as whole. Then it will be exception. Okay, another one is, as you mentioned, under the roof or anywhere, just keep a few inches without smearing cement. Right? It will be exception. No fully smear. Okay?
Can it be cooked the kuti in the water?
In the water. Actually, it will be okay. It doesn't mention, right? In the water, it doesn't mention. We're going to say along river side or along river side. It's possible. Huh? Okay, then.
Sayadaw, I want to ask a question about Saṃghadisesa Sikkhapada. Saṃghadisesa. If a bhikkhu acts as go between fortune teller, to one boy and one girl come and ask him to ask which day good or bad for them. In this case, so we can say also Saṃghadisesa.
In this case, we don't need to acquire anything, right? We don't need to ask their concerns. In this case, we're going to say Saṃghadisesa. This is we have to think about only Kula Dusaka, right? Anisana.
Said also, if the kuti not fully smeared both sides, so the bhikkhu will stay for a few years, maybe 5 years or 6 years. After that, he smear it both sides completely. So at the time he commits Saṃghadisesa, Sayadaw.
Sure. The time he smear fully is the time he commits Saṃghadisesa, right? Okay, now we should stop, right?